Hi guys, Bruce here. Alright, my neighbor's lawnmower, he says it won't start. I just checked the fuel, it looks brand new, but I think he added fuel before he brought it over. It's hard to say what's wrong. I've primed and pulled it, and nothing is happening. So I'm just going to squirt a little bit of gas into the carburetor once I take off the air filter. Just make sure we're filming here, guys. Yep. Alright. Oh, he's got it. No, it should be alright. It's got a while. I just suspect everything. Ah, see that? I bet you the carburetor's full of fluff. I don't know if I can see in there or not. Let me get my flashlight. Boy, that's lots of fuel there. Well, it made a liar out of me. But I got a thought. I'm gonna just try something here, guys. Well, I don't like that. It's intermittent. You guys are probably waiting for my coattail to get sucked in underneath the lawnmower. I never thought about that until afterwards, right? So anyway, I'm just going to go over it. I'm going to put it up on the hoist and make sure that there's no loose connections or anything like that. It did not start on me the other day. So who knows, eh? Alright, adjust you, and now we're going to have a look at that carburetor, but we're going to move to a different bench. Now this is always the hard part because I want to show you what's going on, but I also need to get at stuff. So I'm going to pinch off the gas line with the hemostat. Thank you, Mr. Zuccovarga. Good channel, go there. I think I'm going to take this carburetor off and clean it. What the heck? I'll be back in a bit, guys. So these two screws takes the air cleaner cover off. As the air cleaner was loose on this one. We'll go all the way. It's a neighbor, right? I'm not going all the way with a neighbor. But there's a fair bit of dirt inside this housing here. Gasket looks okay. Now, I'm going to take those two nuts off there. Take the gas line off. Stiff little bugger. Okay. Let's see if we can get this carb off. Here's the carburetor. It's pretty dirty. I'm just going to clean it up, and there are some stuff inside that could be from me, but I'm just going to wash it down and we'll put it back together again. It's pretty dirty. Alright, I think I did find a major clog in the main, what they call emulsion tube. Okay, so right there, if I can, I'm putting a wire into that hole, into the brass hole, and you can see the wires coming out. Maybe not. We'll get her in. So that's good. We'll just wipe off the rest of the parts and put it back together. Alright, I'm going to go wash my hands as I don't like to get carburetor spray on my hands. Oh, and this gasket just broke. Darn it. Okay, that's probably alright. Put a new one on. Be right back. Okay guys, when they need to be replaced, they need to be replaced. This lawnmower is getting old. So the fuel line is cracking, so we'll replace that too. And I have two different thicknesses of this stuff, and it's easier if you can to use what you have already because the clamps will fit. And this is the nice part about working on them all the time, is you don't have to run to the store to get stuff, right? Okay. Good. Okay, let's put this guy together. So I'm just going to put the carburetor back on the machine, and just FYI, it just bolts on, those two bolts there, and you have to make sure that rubber seal is still there. And of course the throttle arm is a Z-bend. I'm going to turn you off for a bit. Okay tubes, this was a dirty job. I'm just putting the new seal for the primer. I'll get you that number in just a second. I think that just fits on there like that. So that's what I'm talking about. I had to take that off the carburetor. It was really stuck on there. And that is now all cleaned out, right? And that fits on there like that. And 1 second. Briggs and Stratton 4156. Okay, and that goes on to the mower housing. I'll close that door for light. Our carburetor's on, new gas line to the tank. Everything's cleaned. I took the old gasket off that carburetor, and that's that gasket there. So we're going to just connect up the PCV crankcase tube, and then this just bolts up with 3 bolts on top of that. Ooh, that's hard to do. Number one lesson in YouTube videos is don't move the camera. And what does everybody do? They move the camera. So we'll just screw this back together. Anyway, I'm going to turn it off, guys, because I'm going to clean this spark plug and then we'll just drain the oil. That's all. Okay, let's see if she goes, guys. I don't hear the puffing sound. That's interesting. Well, good. When you have an emulsion tube that won't squirt gas, the only thing you can really do is to double up on this 4156 gasket. So let's just do that right now. Or it might not be seated properly. We'll go there, see. That's probably why I never started all along, right? I'm not going to hesitate to add another one of these gaskets if it looks like it's not sealing. It's definitely pinching tighter here than it is over here. So I'm going to just stick a second one on there. Kind of an expensive proposition, but there we go. Let's see if that makes a difference. I know it's going to work. The gas squirted right up there, and I'll see if we can get the camera right in there and show you. I don't know if you're seeing the light or not. Okay, guys, some of these problems are the hardest ones to find. 2 times I took this apart, and the second time I put a double gasket set into there like that. Right? You guys remember that? And when I started it for my neighbor, it would start. But when he would try and start it, it was intermittent, right? We all know about intermittent. But I got big, wide, fat thumbs, eh? And look at this. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the crack in that? Right there. And it's just big. Now, it lets in air, but it's just big enough to leak. And then when I did tighten it up, I noticed that one of the gaskets compressed more on one side. So I'm not even going to use this, but I'm going to take this over to him and show him what I think is the problem. So there we go. So I'm just going to put it back together with a different housing. Now I've got a couple of these laying around, right? I'm going to try and pick the best one of the two. Making sure they're the same as well, right? So I'm just going to put this on the lawnmower and see if it works. Thanks, guys. Okay, guys. I'll do it. And then I can talk to the camera too.
Oh, yeah.
Because the camera's on. Okay, guys, I'm just the next day, and we're just making sure this lawnmower runs the next day. Did you cut?
Holy cow, man.
I'm just making sure.